Hello, welcome to the beginning where I just check to see if everything is working okay. Let's put something in chat, see if that is working and coming up as well, and see if this is working too. Okay, so we've got a few things out already. That's plugged in. I've forgotten to do that a few times. Looks like we are going, so that's good, fantastic. Okay, the chat has come up as well, perfect. Okay, I'll make a start then, and if anyone joins in, fantastic. Hi, I'm Chris, and this is my game Realm of the Empress. It's a single player fantasy adventure board game where you explore a large open area, in this case Port Ovis. You do quests and learn and upgrade a variety of skills and buy different weapons and armour and upgrade those to progress your character. There's also a main story that takes place in your dreams, and the idea is that acts as a hook to keep you wanting to play more and find out what happens. In this video series I'll be doing a full playthrough of the whole game. Each video should be about an hour long, and the last playthrough I did was 60 hours long, so we should have quite a few videos in the series. I'm streaming Monday to Thursday at 7 PM UK time every week for the next few months, so please leave a comment, or if you catch a live stream, write something in the chat. Any feedback is more than welcome. So I'll do a quick recap and then we'll move on. So at the beginning of the game you can choose one of 7 species to play as. They each have a combat bonus and a skill bonus, and their own sort of set of pros and cons. I've chosen the Fallen Fae. They've got a lower health, but they've got a good combat bonus, and they start with sneaking at level 1, so that's quite a useful thing to evade some combat encounters early on. We've got a few quests going on all at once at the moment. I've got my nice handmade tray here. I can track 10 quests at the same time, although I've got 6 at the moment. Due to the open nature of the game, you can have as many quests as you'd like, all going at the same time. Depends what kind of player you are. I think it's quite good to have a limit of 10 here. I think 6 is quite a few. You can tell how long a quest is by how many cards there are in the deck. Each quest is labelled A to Z and then numbered 1 to whatever. Also in the tray I've got here our map card. We're currently travelling at night, so it's probably a bit difficult to see. We have done 6 steps. Where was that? 6 steps. So our character marker there is a 12-sided die. Every time we go to 12 steps and go back round to 1, we track half an hour on our time tracker, which I'll show you in a minute. We've also got a player mat to keep track of our progress. So in the top left we've got our equipment. We're using chits, so sort of real space inventory system. Chits are standard at a ½ inch square, but then they can be sort of a bit bigger, or well, basically just a bit bigger in different ways, or slightly different size shapes. So at the moment we've got some leather armor, some boar leather hat, boots and gloves. We've got a bronze short sword which we got from a quest, and an old fishing rod that we got from a quest as well. I think what we want to do today is finish up getting our top and legs for leather, and maybe get a shield instead of having a fishing rod. Might be a bit more helpful. We've also got a satchel that you get at the beginning of the game. That gives us 35 spots to keep stuff in. We've got a pouch here, which is the only thing you can access during combat. So we've got 6 spaces at the beginning that can be expanded. This is basically where you keep your food items, as that's how you restore your health, at least at the beginning. We've got a spot for your quest items and your dream deck. So we've had a couple of dreams, we might have another one in this stream as well. The dreams are quite cryptic. They're there to kind of have a bit of intrigue, and like I said at the beginning, keep you wanting to sort of find out what happens. We did a quest that unlocked our inventory. So there's an inn you can stay at. It means you can sleep in a bed and dream. You can't always do that. You can wild sleep as well, but at the beginning it's definitely a good idea to have the inn to sleep at, and it can be useful to have its inventory space. There's a skiff storage which we don't have yet, and the weather at the moment is raining, unfortunately, and then it can be okay as well. Because it's raining, we don't get any animals in the woods, which can be quite good. It has been quite good last stream. We've also got here Merwin's map, which is the only map of Port Ovis. We got this from a quest, and I made a special spot because it's our way of sort of navigation. It's not 100% because it's drawn up by a partially sighted old lady, but it gives you a general direction of where to go. So at night, I had a quick look at our map cards, and I realised that I was actually going in completely the wrong direction to find, at the moment we're doing quest K1. I'll just show you what that looks like. I thought we get given the quest at the farm, but then at the bottom of this, I don't know if you can see that, it says at night move to map card 49, then take K2. And it says no companions are allowed in this quest. You can have companions. So we're trying to get to map card 49, and we were on sort of 70 something. So I just assumed we were going to go all the way to the east, but that is not the way this works. If I'd looked more carefully at the map card that the farm is on, I would have seen, to be fair, it's a bit difficult because it's at night, but if I had taken a bit more time to actually have a look there, I'll show you on the day side. North is map card 50. So here's what a map card looks like. It's a mini card. In the top left corner is the number of the map card, so 71 here. And then we've got numbers for north, east, south and west if you want to move that direction. So here you can see in the north it says 50. So I should have looked at that and gone up and then east. Instead I just went east, trying to go from 70 down to 40, which was taking quite a long time. But anyway, it doesn't matter too much. We're going to go back from where we are. When you're exploring at night, you have to roll an 8-sided die, which I've got here on my fancy dice tray. And every one, so on a 1 to 6 you have no encounter. On a 7 you find a fire. So there are 2 fire decks, one for found fires and one for made fires. A found fire deck you can get ambushed by bandits, or you can find an old campsite and rest up and do some cooking if you have a cooking pot. And then on an 8 you encounter a night stalker, which are these mysterious creatures that are sort of wandering around Port Ovis at night. We don't really know what they're there for at the moment. They are a bit dangerous, but they're not super duper common, obviously, because of their only a 1 in 8 chance of getting them. So we're going to go back towards the farm and then north and east, just because for the sake of the video I don't want to be stumbling around literally in the dark for ages, you know, so not as super exciting probably to watch. So we're going to go back west and hopefully find the farm. So we're here, we're going to move to map card 73. So I've got our deck here on the night side. Of course you could just check on the day side to find the number easier and then flip it over when you put it down. So 73, and then every move you do you roll 1 8-sided die. So we don't want a 7 and we don't want an 8. We got a 4, fantastic, that means nothing, so we move. That's now 7 steps. We'll keep the steps as it was. Time is not punishing when you're just walking around, but once you start doing skills like fishing and mining and logging, which you've done in previous streams, that'll start using up time a bit quicker. I'll just quickly show you our time tracker. I've got a time tracker here. Hopefully it will focus for you. We track other things as well. There's a morality system, there are a bunch of skills. We've paid off the innkeep, so we've got a marker for that. We're on day 3 of the first week. So in the top left you can see we've got time. So the daytime ran down and then we're on the night time now. There are 8 hours in the night, 16 during the day, and we mark every half hour. So we haven't done a half hour yet. We do that every 12 steps. So we're going back to the farm. So we didn't have an encounter, so we go again. We're finding 72. So we look in the deck in the top left corner, flip it over, then move. That's step 8. We roll the die. It's a 1, so we're okay. Then we go to 71, This is the farm. That's good. Then we want to go north to 50, so that's going to be a different map set. So we keep the map cards here. There's over 300 and they're grouped into 50s. So we'll move again to our 9th step. Then we roll for an encounter. It's an 8. It's a Night Stalker. So yeah, we can have a Night Stalker on here. You do keep track of the Night Stalkers. I didn't do that in the last one. I forgot. So we use our used node chip for that as well. The reason for this is so you can't... Night Stalkers, when you kill them, will give you maggots, which is really good for fishing. So I didn't want there to be a system where you could just go from one map card to another and then back again and just basically farm these Night Stalkers. Once you're a high enough level, you can probably quite easily kill them. They've only got 30 health. So I didn't want you to be able to just farm everything. So that way, this way you mark down when you have encountered one, whether you kill it or not, and then you cannot encounter another one on the same map card until you've encountered 9 other ones on different map cards. So you have to have 10 encounters before you start recycling the cards. So I think hopefully that should work in stopping being able to just grab loads of maggots and make loads of money very quickly. And you should be able to use the node markers for that because you're not using any nodes at night. Right, you are using those at night. Actually, you are using logging. Or maybe I just need more of the same. I think it should be okay. It's just a marker to say that something has been used. So each character has their own deck of cards. On the back shows you the number of rounds you go before you reshuffle the deck. It goes for you as well and your weapon. So this is 3. Let's put that back on top. The monster always goes first. They've got a sneak level of 3 and we do start with a sneak level. So we'll roll that first before we get our weapon out. Our weapon is also a deck of cards that you get a starter weapon, and then you can upgrade by literally purchasing each individual card to make your deck stronger. And you can obviously have different weapons. So I've got a short sword at the moment, and if I get a shield then I can add that to my deck. But for a starter deck you can never have more than 12 cards in total, so I would have to take a couple of cards out maybe and then put 2 cards in, for example. Anyway, we'll get to that when we need to. So we're trying to roll a 3 or higher on a 6-sided die. That way we can just sneak past this Night Stalker instead of encountering it. We get a 6. That was lucky. So that way we can just sneak past and we did not have to encounter him. We still keep that there. So we'll go north. If I look carefully it says 50. That's funny. Good job we didn't spend a lot of time going around that yesterday. So we go up north, and then that's going to be 10 steps. And when we roll our 8-sided die for an encounter, it's an 8 again. No way. Right, before we do that, because it's an 8, I'm going to roll our sneak. We know it's got to be 3 or higher. 3! Yeah, okay, so that's that done. Fantastic. So it can be quite quick if you just want to run away from these things. And then here's map card 49 that I would have gone all the way over there trying to find. And it's literally just 2 cards away, so I'm glad I checked that. So we roll our d8 again. It's a 2. Good. Okay. So keep those out, it's fine. Okay, so now we're on the right card. So we can take the whole quest. K is a long quest. There are 17 parts to K, so I don't know how much of that we're going to be able to get through, but some quests are longer, some are shorter, so that can sort of make you choose which quests you want to track. If you want to track a longer one, usually there are bits in parts to a quest that might stop you in the middle of it, or if you have an encounter and you can't quite beat it yet. So here's quest K2, which is what it said to take once we're on this map card. So we'll read what it has to say. So it says, you hide behind some bushes in the cold night. The strange creatures, the night stalkers, pass you by idly, sniffing the air, then slowly moving on. Out of the corner of your eye you see a bush carefully rise from the ground. Then you realise the dark shape is actually a sheep. It doesn't seem startled as it begins to float east towards the greywood. You follow it at a distance. The sheep becomes a silhouette against the pale blue sky, a black blotch floating impossibly. You struggle to see it once it passes through the tree line into the woods, and then it disappears entirely. Continue movement from map card 100 for the rest of the night. Take K3 at the farm during the day. Okay, so that is a quest example where it's just a bit of description, and the description here says that we have been following the sheep. So it begins to float and it goes east towards the woods, and it says you follow it at a distance. So we're not actually doing that with our marker, but it says we've done it. That's why we have to start from map card 100. So what we do here is we'll put that on top, put the K1 underneath, and put that back in our tracker. So we can get rid of these, and we can get rid of all of these cards, in fact, because we start back at card 100. So we'll flip them over so it's easier to see. 49, 50, and then we've got 71, 72, 73, 74. So we'll just put all these back. 49, 50, and we find map card 100. So 71 to 74. Okay, and then 100 should be on the next one actually. I think we might need that open. There's 100. So there's map card 100. I'll show you what it looks like. We can see some sheep in a field. So this is maybe where this floating sheep came from. So we start here. We want to go west, right? Well, actually what we want to do is go to the inn and sleep. So we start again from there. So basically the next part of the quest is taking K3 from the farm during the day. So we're left stranded on card 100, and we can do whatever we want now. We can go back to the farm on any day. It doesn't have to be the next day. It's just a pause in the quest in between each card. You can come back to them whenever you like. That I think is trying to capture some video games, kind of like Skyrim, where you can start a quest and then just come back to it later when you're ready, or just forget about it and come back to it. So in between cards you can just have a pause and then do the thing it says later on. So we don't have to go to the farm to the next day. At the moment during the night, the main reason to be out at night is you can get glow bugs, and they can act as a lantern without having to buy a lantern, but you do need a bottle to keep them in. You can also only encounter bats, rats and a wolf pack in the woods at night when it's not raining. It is raining at the moment. That means no animals are going to come out. The only way I could get I could encounter a wolf pack would be by hunting. That's a skill you can learn, and the reason why I'd want to hunt a wolf pack is to get wolf leather armor, which is the best leather armor in the game, and you cannot buy it. You have to take some wolf leather, which you get from killing the wolf pack, and then you take it to the tanners and they'll do it for you for a price, of course. So, and then the other reason is encountering the night stalkers to get maggots so you can fish, because they're the best bait for fishing. You'll get the biggest fish. So that's it for the moment. So we don't have a bottle for the glow bugs, otherwise we could do that. And it's raining, so we can't encounter any animals anyway, but we're not really strong enough to do a wolf pack, encounter a wolf pack. So we're going to go back to the inn and try to get a bit of sleep. We've done 11 steps, so we've almost done a half hour, and then we'll go through the night, we'll go through the day, we'll do a sleep, so we might have a chance to dream, and hopefully the weather will change, and we'll see how we get on. So we'll map card 100. So I want to go west, I'm pretty sure, to get to map card to where the inn is. Pretty sure I remember roughly where the inn is. So we want 101, and then we'll still need to, what I'll do is just do all of these first, and then I'll roll for, here are some houses, yeah. So all these shops will be shut during the night, so you can only access those during the day. Right, there's the inn. Okay, so we're going to do all of these movements, so that's 12 steps, and then we need to roll the d8, so we'll see what encounters we get. 3, no encounter. And we're back to a 1. Where's 1? Where's 1? There's 1. And then we roll to 5, is okay. We need to mark on our tracker, our night tracker, 1/2 hour. There we go. So we did that one, didn't we? Yes, 5. So then we go 2, roll, 8, Night Stalker. And immediately we will roll for d6, see if we get 3 or more. We get 1. Now we have to encounter the Night Stalker. So they've got their deck. I think I shuffled it before, but I'll do a quick shuffle now. We have not managed to sneak past it, and they will do 1 attack. They have certain conditions at the end of each round. You know, if you do a certain amount of damage, then they'll do an attack to you. So we want to avoid doing 10 damage in the first. We're just going to flee, so hopefully their first attack won't be a particularly strong one, but we do have parries in our weapon deck, so if we're lucky enough to get a parry in our hand, we can at least negate a bit of damage. But we've got 22 health, so we should be okay. So this is how we set up combat: monster card and their deck and your weapon deck. They're going to go first. It is an initiative. An initiative can only be countered by another initiative. My combat bonus is to be able to change any one attack once per combat into an initiative, so I'm definitely going to do it for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cards for my starting hand. With each weapon you can combine a certain number of cards together per turn. There are 3 turns for every round you do, but you only ever get 1 card back, so it's a bit of a gamble. You kind of want to save up a big hit. So I've got a stab. What have we got? Let's see if we can bring it up here. I've got a stab, a parry, so that blocks 2 and does 2 damage. I've got a miss. You start with 4 misses and they never leave your card, your deck, and swing. So the misses, you have 4, and as you build your deck up, you can never take anything out again. So you're always going to have 4 misses, but because you have more cards in your deck, they will turn up less, hopefully. So I can turn normally with an initiative, because none of these are initiative. That's basically a free hit on me from them. But because of my species combat bonus of being able to turn any attack into an initiative once per combat, I will turn my parry into an initiative, which means I can block that. Otherwise that wouldn't even be the beginning of turn 1, because they have an initiative. They would reveal the next one, and that would be turn 1. But this, because I can do that skill, it's going to do 6 damage to me. So I'm still going to get 4 damage on me. So I've got a tracker here for keeping track of my health and gold and the enemy's health. So I've got 22. I'm going to take 4 damage. That means I'm down to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's stick that in. Good. Down to 18 health. That's fine, because we're going to sleep and rest up anyway. But it's good we got a bit of a parry. So that's a little bit of combat there. We're not strong enough to do too much. We definitely want to have a bit more defense, like getting a shield of some kind would be good. Right, so that's that over. So we'll just shuffle them back and we'll put them in randomly. We'll shuffle them next time if it happens. So monster goes back. We move, so that's 3 steps, and we roll for an encounter. 3. We're okay. 4. So this is a map card with a building on it. You cannot find a fire on a map card with a building. If you do roll the 7 for found fires, it's as if it was a nothing. 6. We're okay. 5th step. 2. We're okay. 1 more step for 6. 3. We're okay. Okay, so we're at the inn now. There's nothing else we want to do. We're going to go to sleep. So what we'll do first of all is get rid of all the cards we don't need. So what is this? So we go from this way. 100, 101, 2, 3, 4. So if you're going east to west or west to east, the map cards are always going to be sequential. So what we do is we put them in a little pile and then we can put them back. Very simple there. So there are 3 things to do when you go to sleep. 1 is to check how many hours you sleep, because that changes how much health you can have the next day, and you can have negative health. You get a sleep bonus. The sleep bonus does not regenerate again during that day. So if you want to do something a bit risky, an encounter that's risky, you want to do that whilst you still have your sleep bonus, so like the first thing during the day. So let me just, do I have that sleeping? It's in my rule book, just so I get it right. Sleeping, yeah. So we are not going to get the full 8 hours sleep, that's the max, because we did a bit of exploration. We've been exploring for an hour, so we only get 7, that's 8 health back up. So I'll just reset that time tracker and the day tracker, and then now it's going to be day 4 in the first week. Each week is 7 days. Okay, we're then going to figure out what our health is going to be. So it's going to be our species health, which is 5, plus our defense. And our defense was 9, so it's 14 at the moment is our max health, and then we add this sleep bonus on top, so we got 8 health on top of 14, which is 22. I think that's the same as what it was before, because we didn't get the max last time either. So 14 plus 8, yeah, 22. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so you don't have to sleep if you want to. There are things you can do at night. Like I said, if you're out hunting or you want to try to kill some wolves, or you're moving around quite a lot, time is doubled in the woods as well. So you can even fish at night and do mining and logging at night. So you still have to roll for encounters, but there's no limit to those kind of things you can do. Can you do logging? Maybe you can't do logging and mining. I'll have to double check that. You can definitely fish at night though. So, and fishing at the amount of time it takes to fish depends on which rod you've got. We've only got the old rod from the quest, so it takes 6 hours to do 1 bit of fishing at the moment. If you want to see how fishing works, there's a couple of videos back. I think video 7 or something like that. Okay, so that's the one thing, the amount of sleep plus the sleep bonus to our health. We've done that. Then we roll a 6-sided die for the weather and for our dream. So we could maybe have a rule that you can switch it over depending on which one you want to have as a result, but let's do it for the weather first. So the weather is a 1 to 4 is okay, 5 to 6 is rain, it's a 1, so the weather is okay. So that means we will encounter animals in the woods, so I will flip over my little chit to say okay in the weather space. And then the next thing we need to do is roll a 6 again for if we have a dream, and that is a 1 to 2 is asleep as normal, and in a 3 to 6 we have a dream. It's a 6. So we do have a dream. We're on to dream 3. How many dreams are there in total? So we've got a dream deck here. So there's main difference between the dream deck and every other deck is that this has to be read in sequential order. So the story makes sense. There are 10 dreams in total. So I've got the chance at quite high that you'll have a dream, because I need to figure out exactly how often to have them, really, to keep you wanting to play more, but also not. You don't want it to run out. You don't want to go through all 10 dreams really quickly and then you've got nothing else to sort of keep you playing. So dream 3, you are in the fog, the veil, she called it, trying to catch the sensation of your body. She said that you need to join its flow, the current that runs through this place, yet you cannot find it, or there are so many of them that they all merge into a single entity beyond recognition. You see the paradox in trying not to try, and imagine the old woman may be tricking you instead, although there seems little sense in that, and there is clarity to this illusion, despite being impossible to hold on to. You awaken frustrated. So like I said, they're quite cryptic. If you want to read the other dreams, they're from the previous 2 streams. So we keep that in the dream deck up here, so we can always refer back to it. We just put it on top of the previous one. Okay, so yeah, something's happening in our dreams. We don't know what. There's an old lady there who's sort of mildly interested in what we have to do, or what we're doing there. Right, so we flip it over. We're on the inn. Here's what the inn looks like on the map card 107. And it is a new day. It's day 4 now out of the first week, but we don't have to worry too much. We have paid the inn off already. We've got 51 gold. We start anew on the die, so we start at 12 and then the first move is 1. We are on some apple trees, map card with some trees on it, so we could get some apples. Apples restore 1 health, so let's take some apples. I've got them here already because I seem to lose them quite easily for some reason. So we'll take some apples and put them in our satchel, and we'll put a spent node on there. And we slept for more than 5 hours, so all the nodes have been refreshed. I'll put the bandits and night stalker away because we're not going to run into those. Keep a bit of space available. Put the rules back, so you don't know if we need those. Right, so now we've got to think of what we're going to do. We can go back. I think we'll go back to the farm because we want to see what they have to say, or Tam is at the farm, what he has to say about everything. So we've seen this sheep, so let's keep that there, and we'll move off. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So we want map card 108. 108. So I'll do okay, and 133. Do a few of these, and then move. 132. We haven't been to the pub yet to take on any quests. I'm wondering if we should do that. Oh, we wanted to get some armor. We do that on the way back. Yeah, I wanted to get finish off my boar leather armor, so we will do that. So we're going to go north, 112. There, 113, where the foraging node is. Then we want 68. Oh, well, I'll move us first. So we start a whole new day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Okay. Go north, what did I say? Or we could go, I think it's up here actually, 69, let's do that. 69, take a little shortcut, did an extra step we didn't need to do, but that's okay. 71, there it is, the farm. I think there's a route just up there as well really, but we can figure that out on the way back. That would be quicker. But we don't like I said, you don't have to worry about time. I didn't want you to worry about time when you're playing this game. You can take the long route, you can get sidetracked, you can make the wrong move and go back again without feeling guilty about using up too much time. 9, 10, 11, 12 steps. So it takes half an hour to get there. So at the farm, we are going to take quest card K3. So, yes, K3. Okay, talking to Tam. So normally when you land on a building on the map card, you would take from the building's deck the corresponding card. So this is map card 71. So you go to 71, here it is, and then you have the farm listed on it, and then it tells you who's there. So we've got Tam, Sarah, and Talary and Hazel, their daughters. And then you would go to the characters deck. The characters deck is just all the characters in the game. So then you find, here's Tam, Sarah. So here's Tam, and he has quest K3. So we know he's the right person to go to. So let's see what he has to say. All quests will give you a reward, and they give you +1 morality if you've lost a morality or two. So Tam says, floating witchcraft it must be. There is a witch who lives in those woods, adventurer, a crafty one. She's taking my sheep. Goodness only knows what she's doing with them, or to them. Please go find her. You've the gear and the strength to stand against her, I know it. Mind her cunning and keep your head. She's got a way with words, they say. You can use your cunning to find out what she's up to, or take her down with your blade. Either way, the sheep will be safe. Here, your pay for the night's watch. But there's more to come if you sort that witch out. Reward 1 berry pie and 20 gold. 20 gold is very good. And a berry pie will be very useful. So he says to go find a witch in the woods over to the west. They were called the Grey Wood, it was called, I think. So we can't take quest K4. Well, presumably the witch has K4. So we will, see what happened. Maybe we'll go find her. So 20 gold. So we're using these are real gold, not real gold, real coins. They're Chinese fortune coins off the internet, and we keep them in our coin purse, so it feels quite satisfying to get some coin when you earn it. So we get 20. There's a max of 99, so we might have to spend some anyway, which is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the tanners first. So we want 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it feels good getting some coin. We want another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20 got. Wow, we got a lot there. Oh, that feels nice and weighty. Fantastic. So I've also got a tracker for the gold. So we had 51, now we've got 71. We can certainly buy a few things. So we want a shield and finish off our armor. Keep that out actually because we're going to need that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we can just cut across here. So I'm going to do that. I think we did that in the first video actually. So we want 72. Let's go to 72. Okay. There, yeah. Looks like we can just go down there, but we're going to need 73 as well. Let's try to put these together. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's half an hour that's been used. Do we need to do anything at the inn? Don't think so. No. So we're going to continue. If we look on Merwin's map, I'll bring it up again. maybe a bit tricky to see. So the inn is there-ish. Can we see that? There. And then we've got the bakers next to it. And then the shop, the tailors and the tanners on the end. So hopefully we're just going to go to the... we'll just go to the tanners first. We can go all the way around there. So we want 106. Some more apple trees, so we'll take some apples from there. Oh, we didn't get the berry pie, did we? Didn't get the berry pie. That will be in the... right. You've got lots of different types of food that you can get. There's a berry pie. Sort of the more complicated the food, like a pie, as opposed to something like just some bread, the more health you'll get. So berry pie gives us 10 health, which is nice. So that is going to definitely go into the pouch. I'll take out just another apple from there. So that's good. So we got 10 health there if we need it. Probably want to save that. It costs quite a bit to get pies made, and you need to bring the ingredients. I think it's 5, so you would need 5 apples. I've got 5 apples. I could take those, but then it takes a day for them to make the pie, so you have to come back tomorrow to pick it up after you've paid them. Anyway, we want to get some more apples from these trees. We might, don't know if we want to keep loads of apples or not. Be good to, yeah, maybe we do the pie thing. Anyway, let's continue on. We want to, so that's 5 steps. We want to keep going east until we get to the tanners. So the first one, 105, is going to be the bakers. Then we're going down. So it should be 104, 3, 2. I think that's the last one. Let's just check. Yeah. So we're going to move all the way along. No more apple trees. 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. I think this is the tanners. It should be according to the map, but we will check it. It is map card 102. 102. It is the tannery. I'll show you what this looks like again. So this is mainly for when you want to steal or pickpocket someone. You use the grid to move around and try to get behind people, or try to get to the items with the letters. So T for table, C for cabinet, X is for box, B for bookcase, that kind of thing. And then they each have different things you can steal from. You lose a morality whether or not you're successful, and there's also a chance of being caught and having to pay 100 gold in fine. And if you can't, then you've got to sell off some bits of gear, and yeah. You don't want to be doing that at the beginning of the game anyway. So Eli is our man in the tann. Right, let's find Eli in our character's deck. See what he's got for sale. Or if he's got any quests, actually. There he is. Alright, Eli. I think we've already started one of your quests, actually. Yeah, we've already started at quest M. I think, did we do quest U? Can't remember. Maybe we can have a look at that. So they've all the characters have their name in the top, and then they've got the quests they're a part of, an intimidation and sneak level, and an amount of gold if you do want to pickpocket them. The coloured in squares on the right are for the persuasion skill, which you buy cards for, and you match up the coloured squares, and the more matches you get, the more item, or the better the item, you get half price on. So if we look at the shop on the back, hopefully you can see it's split into 3 groups. The top group is for the cheaper things, middle group for expense stuff, and the bottom one, he doesn't have anything, but it would be the highest expense stuff. So with persuasion, the more squares you match, the higher the value of the thing you can get for half price. Anyway, we want some boarhide outfits. These are in, so they're French, aren't they? My pronunciation is going to be terrible. Boarhide chaussure are the legs. I'm just going to say legs. And we want boarhide jerkin. I can say that one. So it's 35 gold to finish out our leather gear. We could do a pouch upgrade for 30. Ooh, how much do we have? Oh, we want to get a shield. Let's not worry about the pouch upgrade right now. That would give us 3 extra space in our pouch, which would be useful to hold more in there. Anyway, so we want to get our jerkin and legs 35. So let's count that out first. 35 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, don't like taking gold out of my coin purse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Still got some left. Right, so what we want to do is get our weapons and armour. This might take a minute to figure out which weapons and armour, because there's quite a lot you can go for. So we want to first of all make sure we're getting boar hide. There's the boar hide jerkin. So these are all kind of different shapes and sizes. That says bear hide, wolf hide, bronze, greaves, short bow, swords. But quite a lot of gear. Boar hide, there we go. So there's a lot of gear you can get, different weapons as well. I think eventually what we want to do is get some daggers, because you get a dodge skill with the daggers, and you can combine, I think, 3 hits per turn, which so daggers are kind of high speed, lower damage, but if you get poison, which if you have all 5 pieces of equipment as leather, you get a poison duration upgrade, lasts a bit longer, then you can do lots of damage and have a poison inflicted on the enemy, and yeah, that would be good. So we now have boar hide, not bear. We hopefully get some bear later. So legs and let's show you. So what we want to do is going to put it on ourselves. So we're now completely equipped in boar hide. We're quite the hunter. So we will have pictures probably on this or something like that on a final version. But look, we are all geared up in the top left there. A bit difficult to say, but this means also our defense has now increased, so that means our total health is going to be higher. So in the rulebook it tells you how much everything, how much all the defenses you get from everything, so let's find that. Here we go. So boar hide, body and legs is 5 and a 4, so you can upgrade everything as well, and sell things off and make money that way too. So it's an extra 9, defense onto our 22, so that's going to be 31 health. We're getting there. Maybe we could go into a cavern. Did have a little look at the caverns earlier on. It might be a bit too hard for us. And we lost 35 gold. So 70 minus 35, and then we had 1 on. So that's going to be 35, so 36. This game is also good if you want to get better at arithmetics, which I could stand to do. Right, there we go. So we got 36 gold from our 70. Yeah, that makes sense. So 36. So we could do the pouch upgrade, but what we want to do is get ourselves a shield. Probably just going to be a wooden shield. Do you sell? Oh. A wooden shield is going to be from the wood shop, so we'll have to get over there. I think I'm going to go to the tailors to pick up a quest, because I think there's a bit of a quest we can do with them. I'm going to check, see if we did quest U actually first. I can't remember. So yeah, the quest deck is a massive one, quest A to Z, and some of the quests are really long. I'll just check, see if I've done U. Can't remember if there was a reason or not. H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Here's U. S, T we did then, so U's here. Maybe we could pick up U. It depends how, I think, it depends how long it is. Well, let's take on his quest U. It's only 6, so maybe that's be a way of getting some gold. And so the reason why I want to go to the tailor as well is because we can perhaps unlock, ironically enough, the lock picking skill. Because when you fish, there's a chance of getting treasure chests, and there's a 50-50 chance it's locked, and it's quite upsetting when it's locked. So I'd rather have a little bit in the lock picking skill, and obviously I don't want to show that on video too. So anyway, we're going to take on this quest first and see what Eli has to say. So I'll bring it up. Hello traveller, hope you're enjoying your time in our little village. I could use a hand, in fact, if you're looking for work. My polishing brush has seen better days, you see, and I need some new horsehair to be fitted. I'm a bit busy for the trip to the stables. Would you mind heading up there? Take this up to Abath with my thanks. Take quest item U1. Okay, so it doesn't start off super interesting, but that's fine. He just needs some new horsehair for his brush, so we'll at least find out where the stables are. Maybe there'll be a quest at the stables. So we will get quest item U1. Quest items deck will have the name, the number, and the letter on the front. So we just find U, J, K, Q, R, S, T, U, U1. There it is. So here's our brush order. So we'll take this up to the stables, see what they have to say. Put that in our quest items. Ooh, we're also, where was the leather strap? That was, we've also got a quest item with a leather strap and a beeswax order. Oh my God, we probably have to get on some of these a little bit. Right, the leather strap I think was part of a quest. T. Does Eli? Oh, Eli has T4. Ooh, this is good. Good job I remembered. The leather strap makes sense because he's a tanner. So we had quest T3 in our tracker. And yeah, I should have figured that out really. It's leather, so we should go on to the tanners. So you find a thin leather strap, take quest item T3. So we're looking for T4, and if we look on Eli's card, the far right one is T4. So we've gone to the right place, Eli. Fantastic. T4. Here we go. Right. So if you think about things, it does make sense. It's a leather strap, so it makes sense that the tanner will have something to say about it. So Eli says, "Hello traveller, how may I help? What's this?" "Yes, a strap for some gloves. I use this more delicate style for ladies' wear. Now, before you ask, I'm afraid I cannot tell you who bought such gloves. You'll have to ask about." That doesn't help us. Take quest item T4. T4. Okay. Well, you know, that's something. Quest item. Right, back into the items. Probably should say, well, let's see what T4 is. T4, TGT, ST, oh, saw it there, T4. Oh, it's the only one that's T, okay. Okay. T4 just says a glove lace, so we can replace this with the other one. So the difference I'll show you with the two is the same picture, but now it's been identified, so it's no longer just a leather strap. We know it's a glove lace, and we know it's probably belonging to a lady, so that should say on it as well, remove quest item T3, because we were replacing it. So we'll take quest item T3 back, put that away, we replace it with this glove lace. So now we know, so that's a bit of a mystery. We're trying to find a lady who might have T5 on there. Right, I'm looking at Merwin's map. Taylor's is the next one over, so that's going to be 10 steps. Let's go to the Taylor's. Let's see who's in there first. So we go to the buildings deck 103. 103. The Taylor's. So here we go. We have got Zilchek and Taneb in here. That's all. So we'll find them in the characters deck, which we've still got out. So let's find Zilchek and Taneb. Okay. So we haven't seen them yet, so they're probably going to be a bit further down. There we go. There we go. Let's put them both up. Here we have Zilchek and Taneb. So Taneb does not have T4, so she's not part. Well, she does have U4. What are we on? Did we take U? Yeah, we're only on U2. She's got U4. Okay, that's good to know. Zilchek has quest J1. He's part of the J. Oh, we can take J1 from him maybe. They've both got shops. So Zilchek does have a lockpick and cotton reams. So there's no point. We can buy lockpicks early on, but you can't use them until you've learnt the lockpicking skill. And then Taneb has some cotton gear. So cotton gear can still be leveled up, but it is obviously gives you the least amount of defense. But it does give you an extra pouch space. So if you had that and you bought the, and maybe you don't have to buy the extra pouch space. So the extra pouch space normally would just be 3 for the cloth bonus, but I think I might make it so it's that one plus the one you'd normally buy. So it doubles up your pouch space. I think that's a bit more of an incentive to get it because you got such low health. But it's not super low, but it's going to put the game on hard mode definitely if you played that. Okay, let's take J1 from Zilchek. J1, so 8. Okay, big quest. H is a long quest. J. 8. How much does H have? H has 14. Right, J is also quite. Oh, there we go. J. It's got 8. Okay. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're almost up. Let's see what this quest says. So, Zilchek, hello there stranger, offering your services are you? Best be careful with that, these locals will have you running about non-stop. If you're still interested, then I do have something I need help with. I've got a package to deliver to Rodrin over at the wood shop. We need to go to the wood shop to get a shield anyway, so this was good. Would you take it over there for me? They're new sheets, nice and soft. Okay. Should please the whole family, I'm sure of it. Take quest item J1. Okay, so some new sheets for Rodrin. We shall put that in our quest tracker, which is filling up again. I'm definitely one of these players that takes on probably too many quests all at once. But anyway, there we go. I would say quest item J1. Oh, there it is. What have we got? Rodrin's order. I struggle to say that name. Rodrin. Right, there we go. We've got a package for him. Good. We want to go to the wood shop. And we can maybe let's do a bit of foraging. Because we'd have to 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1/2 hour. We'll end on a bit of foraging. We've done it. You can get a bee swarm if you're foraging, which you don't want to get. I wonder if we could. Tell you what, if we move this aside, we could maybe go across to the wood shop. I think we might just have space. I do want to buy a shield. I feel like that would be quite a good place to pause the stream until tomorrow. Let's try to go all the way over to the wood shop. Let me put some of this stuff back. Right. Let's see if we can do that. So we want to go up to 68. So normally, if you're just playing on your own, which you will be because it's a one-player game, there's no rush to do anything. I'm just doing this because I've obviously got a time limit on these videos. Don't want to make them too long for too many people. 160. Don't want to make them too long. But if you're just playing without the video, then you can take your time and do whatever you need to do. 16. 17, 18, 1, 2, 3, yeah, we can fit this on. 1, 2, 2, there he is. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. That's another ½ hour on the tracker. Okay, now that's 1, 2, 2. We know that's Rodrin anyway, so we can expand the quest to one more. There he is, Rodrin. Gwyneth sell? No, she sells the bows. Right. So here's Rodrin. Same information as everyone else. We've got a shop. How much does an oak shield cost? It costs 30 gold. Okay, we can buy that. We're going to get an oak shield in a minute. Let's just finish off. What was it? F? J. J2. Yes, he has J2. So let's read what he has to say. So just put J1 behind J2 on the deck. Okay. So he says, many thanks, traveller. Would you do me a favour and take this back to Zilchek? It's a bit of a speciality of mine. It's a puzzle box. He's a big fan of them, you see. Tell you, but it's hard work making new ones that'll trick him. He's a man of the world. Seen a fair few interesting things, I'll bet. Lose quest item J1, take quest item J2. Okay, puzzle box. Okie dokes. And we'll take that back to Zilchek tomorrow. So, quest item, we're losing Rodrin's order. He's taken that. And we will take J2. So, that goes to the back of the deck. And then we take J2. So, here's Rodrin's puzzle box. So the idea is this is kind of one of those things that you twist and turn and try to find your way into it. So a wooden box, That goes in our quest items. And we're going to buy the oak shield for 30 gold. So we have got how much? 36. We're now down to 6 only gold. Oh dear. So what we'll do is take everything out and put 6 back. We're going to have to do some more fishing or mining or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the rest, no. Back in the bank. Oh dear. Easy come, easy go. Anyway, got a little bit. 6. Can't really do much with 6. So we get an oak shield though, so we should be better off with combat. But you can only have 12 items in your 12 cards in your starting weapon. So we'll have to think tomorrow about which cards to get rid of and which ones to keep. Shield, oak shield, shield, short sword. It's going to be thin, narrow. I think that's not it. So with this one, doesn't seem to be any of those. It's going to be right at the bottom. Are you kidding me? The last one, no. I think it might be with the boarhide bucklers, which have been taken out of the game now. Short swords. Well, this is strange. Oak shield, there it is. So the system obviously is not perfect for the chits at the moment, pretty chaotic, but I mean I could easily have little jewellery box type things for these, for something a lot more simple to get, a lot quicker to get the things you need. So an oak shield is this shape, so it's half a square and 2 long. So it's the same as our old fishing rod. We're going to unequip our fishing rod carefully, put it over there in our satchel, so that's using up those 2 spaces now, unless we get something thin to go there. And then our oak shield now goes in. Now that feels good. Look at that kitted out character, all leather, oak shield, bronze short sword. Now, so what we need to do next stream is take away some of our attacks from the short sword and put in some of the blocks in the weapon. So we're going to pack up. We're going to remember that we did those 2 apples, and we pack up by just gathering up east to west, because that's in order. So 65 all the way across to 73. Take these ones, which is 102. Oops. It doesn't take too long to pack away, I don't think. 16, 17, 18, 12 and 13, 29 to 33. Then we just put them back in the corresponding decks. So 102, it's going to be here. Okay, 112, 14, 15, 16, 23, 7, 28, 29 to 33, yeah. And then we just want 65. Okay. That didn't take very long. Very good. So we've got one more stream tomorrow to end the week. So we'll put the map card and our steps and counter in there. So we've got a few more quests, a couple more quests. we've got no money. We want to get some money for next time. Tomorrow. Okay, that's it. So yeah, Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one.